Tron Ares takes place 14 years after the events of Tron Legacy. We follow Ares, played by Jared Leto. He's an AI program designed for hacking in the world of the grid, but he also holds the potential to be weaponized in the real world. The technology is not perfect though, and big tech CEOs Eve Kim and Julian Dillinger are racing for the key component to perfecting it. So this movie takes the premise of the Tron franchise and puts it on its head. Rather than us getting sucked into the world of the grid, the programs and their technology come into our world. It's trying to be timely by using AI as the central theme. One of the ways that it does this is by being derivative of the big tech race. The core conflict is between Encom and rival tech company Dillinger Systems. They're both competing to develop their technology so they can establish themselves as the pioneers in materializing programs, reflecting the way real-world tech giants are racing to control the next evolution of artificial intelligence. It also loosely explores the consciousness of AI, what it means to be artificial intelligence, since one of our main characters is literally an AI himself. It kind of feels like a riff on how human behavior is the model for AI's behavior, which also plays into the movie's plot point of Ares going rogue for some reason. It isn't explicitly clear whether or not he does this because he has developed compassion, because he doesn't like being a submissive AI soldier, or because he doesn't like being an expendable like Mickey 17. It could be a mix of all three, but the movie doesn't really dig deep into why Ares joins Eve. He meets her and he's just like, "Can I trust you? Person whose trust I should be earning because you have done nothing to indicate that I cannot trust you." So the story is pretty mediocre. The movie kicks things off with this high-octane exposition dump that makes the exposition in Tron Legacy seem much more forgivable. And from the moment the movie enters the second act, the way that you're expecting the rest of the movie's events to play out from there, that's exactly how they're gonna play out. The way the two main characters are forced together and develop a friendship, as the movie calls it, is kind of adorable. They had spent no actual time together. They knew nothing about each other. We barely knew anything about Eve ourselves because apparently the ideas for her character stopped at her having a deceased loved one. They literally thought, yeah, that'll resonate with viewers, so let's not even bother giving her any character development or an actual personality. Nothing else matters as long as she has a dead relative. So Eve is about as bland as Ares is. It's not very surprising that he is because he is an AI. Him not being very expressive isn't necessarily because of bad acting, it's because he's a program. They're all like that. The big issue with him is that his whole character arc is him becoming more human-like, but not really enough was done to illustrate that. So there's very little character development for him as well. He very quickly makes the decision to become more human-like, and then we just get little glimpses of the ways that he seems to understand human behavior. Though he apparently does not understand it well enough to behave more like a human himself. I mean, even ChatGPT knows how to effectively speak like a human in voice mode. So the characters are all pretty stock. We've got the AI super soldier with no personality, the MC tech CEO with a sense of purpose and no personality, the rival tech CEO who likes to scream and will obtain his goals at all costs, including human lives. It's kind of adorable that the CEOs of these giant corporations are the ones doing the main work. This movie paints them the exact way a naive child who's never had a job would perceive a tech CEO. But let's not forget that this is a Disney movie, therefore it must have a comic relief character who makes untimely jokes at the expense of the serious characters. I'm not gonna say that every joke falls completely flat, but you've seen this character before. He's in literally every Disney movie, and most of the jokes are kind of generic. But let's shift gears for a sec and talk about the two good things in this movie that none of us should be surprised by. First being that the visuals are really good. It's definitely got the visual flair that a Tron movie needs. While it doesn't raise the bar in the world of visual effects this time around, it's still slick, stylish, and action-packed. And then the other good thing, of course, is the music. The score was composed by Nine Inch Nails. Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross are actually also executive producers for this movie. The music blends electronics with industrial rock, which really plays into the higher stakes, the increase in intensity overall, because the chaos isn't just taking place in the grid, now it's in our world. So yeah, the movie has good spectacle, but you know what else does? Rebel Moon. Yeah, I went there. On top of all the obvious problems with this movie, it also just kind of loses what made the Tron movies special, which was experiencing the world of the grid in a story that actually makes it feel big and complex. Making it about our world being visited by advanced beings and advanced technology is just a much less exciting premise. We get movies like that literally all the time. So if big spectacle full of bright lights and explosions, coupled with sweet music is all you're looking for, then maybe you'll enjoy this movie. Good production values can miraculously eclipse a bad plot for a lot of viewers. It's totally fine if that describes you, but make no mistake, pretty much everything else about this movie was pretty subpar. So overall, the movie was pretty lacking. Sure, it has good visual effects and exciting music, but the story just falls flat. This is not the movie to watch if you want an interesting plot, nor is it the one to watch if you're interested in its commentary about AI. Thanks for watching this review. If it brought you any value at all, please give it a like. It really helps this channel grow. I will see you next week with a review of After the Hunt.